invited to Cincinnati to a zone rally. They had 50 churches come together. They had 1,500 people there. I don't know how they've gotten us there. They've been wondering ever since. I asked the person we got there, I said, what would you have us do? He said, do what the Lord would lead you to do. Well, we've been up there all day, and these country boys have been to the zoo, and they looked up the tall buildings, sunburned lips, part of their mouths, kind of in a bad shape that way. They had brought us up there. They had an evangelist. If I told you who he was, you'd know him because he was active in PTL on the leading evangelist, but he was mad as fire. It was on Sunday. They wouldn't let us sell tapes and records, so he's all swelled up or swelled up or mad or whatever you call people. Well, they had given him $1,500, brought him in a corporate jet, put him up in high Racy. They brought us up there. They gave us 2 6-packs of RC Cola, some of them ride dabs, which I hate. Took us to Ohio River Bridge and said, "Are we the dirty?" I guess that's Buckeye, but y'all hillbillies go home. I don't know. Well, they were up there, and we did just what we're doing right here, but the crowd kind of got in it. And you know, I could tell the climate of it because you probably have had services where there's 2 or 3 evangelists, but it's rare to go one where there's 50 preachers behind you. And baby, they all had that evangelical prop. They had arms like this, looking pretty sinister, I guess. And they had big ones and little ones, and bald-headed ones, and permanent-haired ones, and wigged ones, and double-breasted suits, and coveralls, and gold chains, and a whole rigmarole. Had a huge mixture there. And it's exciting to go. I could tell the climate because I could tell how them boys was breathing there behind us. It was going all right with the congregation. Their breathing got pretty steady. It's like a pacemaker would. If they was having a little problem, it got kind of radical. I could tell, you know. And the thing about it, we'll go somewhere and they say, well, went to service the other night, and Lord have mercy, they had everything up there. They made so much racket. I'll have the headache. I'm afraid to take a Tylenol, etc. It may be poison. I'm going to have to endure this. Whoever had them over the church, if it's a preacher, we get this another. Well, we can come in and set up, but up at that church, they had a big pipe organ, and the one that played it was at the back, up there on a big, I call it a tier pole in the barn. I don't know what they call it. She was sitting up there, and she had 2 of them Peterbilt mirrors. One in another one, looking the other way. And I thought, honey, I hope somebody's holding the book the wrong way, so in them mirrors you can see it right. You may be playing, Dear My God, with the tune Amazing Grace. You're going to turn that book over. But she reared down on a big organ, big majestic organ. I looked out the window. The birds flew off the roof. The dog chased the cat and jumped over the moon. But people said, ain't it pretty? I'll tell you what it was. It was loud. He lifted up. That was okay. We sang a while. And all of a sudden, I felt a tug at my coattail. This one's probably AC Penny, not paid for on a Visa card. But it ain't made out of the type of material to be jerking on, I'll tell you that. It's so far down in the hills and hollers that I don't know that it means sit down and be still. So, I said, boys, well, people was up having a good time. They sat down. All of a sudden, all of those preachers behind me must have said, whew, thank you for calling attention to it. They exhaled at the same time. Blew my toupee off. I ain't found it yet. It's been up to Cincinnati ever since. But we feel like that God's people can have a good time. So everybody was sitting down, and then the evangelist. Now remember, he was all kind of swole up, and he had probably been used to wearing them robes with a lot of them tassels on them heavy kind, a lot of them golds, because he was rare fat. But he made a slow entrance way, and I call it evangelical stomp.
He said, you know what's wrong with the church today?
I thought, I'm ignorant, honey. Light me up a little bit. He said, what's wrong with the church today is too much of this rural emotionalism. I said, oh, he's talking about them boys, but I'll fight him over them.
And he said, if the church of today is to sublimate the God,
he's had forgotten. Oh, I said, preacher, I've cut the first point. I'm a little confused on the next 2 or 3.
And he said, these people who get excited in the name of the Lord,
I guess that's so high, what we call Lord down there, part of the country. But he said, these people who get excited remind me when I was at New York City at the airport. Just inside the terminal was a popcorn machine. And on top of that popcorn machine was a little man. And each time that one of those kernels would pop, that little man would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And these people who get excited in the name of the Lord remind me of that man on that popcorn machine. And I said, honey, you look me over. I'm in Greene County, ignorant as the day is long. I get excited, call me Snap, and call me Crackle, and call me Pop, because I still get excited a little bit. Help us on this old song. It says, some glad morning down here, this life is over, I'm going to fly away. A lot of you had a big meal. This is nap time, or time to lay down on the couch. We got the doors locked. We got the bus pulled across the park. Help us on this old convention song. It's some glad